some resources that I need, and I'll pay them, right? And I think that all of those organizations eventually will adjust themselves, and everybody will get a little bit more used to it when we have the experience of those trade and all of those different cooperations that we'll have in the future. Just at the moment, most of the things are just on paper or just in our heads, and we're just sharing the information. But overall, it's really good that we have so many connections, because if you have 100 connections, you are connected to other 100. You're connected to the entire planet. So I'm positive that all those connections and tools and services that we are building now will just going to exponentially grow like a snowball effect, and everybody will be able to create a lot more value for themselves and their entire communities in this way. It will be much more efficient economy between each other. Okay. I see that. Yeah. Phoenix, do you want to say something else?
Yeah, I was just gonna say thank you for that explanation. That really helps me kind of understand a little bit more. Also, I was gonna say I I think it's important to you know look for ways to communicate like the expectations and the rules that are agreed upon by this organization to the larger community, so that everybody can kind of, even if they're not like everybody can like follow the rules, and we can build a prosperous economy together.
We were just trying to make it like a level playing field document, right? Which is simple, which makes sense, right? So we are able to, just be not only just good in the eyes of the entire community, but the entire community can join in and out without any issues, right? This was the goal. How we can make like this decentralized community, which is able to help each other, right? So, yeah, I agree. It will be in the future. It will be a lot more uh, like easily to access. For example, we are building a website at the moment for the Interstellar Alliance, but we'll have a section for the United Metaverse organizations. People will be able to view all the organizations, the people involved. We'll make sure that everything is a little bit more crystal clear and not just, a piece of paper in a way. But yeah, overall, I think this is sufficient. I see that Cryptosonic is also on stage, and I know that Duron was before him, so let's go with Duron first. Do you have any questions, please?
Hello, yes, I do. I have two questions, one for Ardo and one for Lumina. For Ardo, I know you mentioned your IDO. I found out about your IDO kind of late. It had already been underway, and so I wasn't able to participate. I read a lot about it. You mentioned the challenges that you had, that some people were actually attacking your IDO. And you explained that. My question is, what were some of the things that you were able to do to combat that, to put in place to prevent that, and how would we be able to use that in the future?
A great question.
Is Ardo not here?
I think he's having plenty of problems because of his health.
Okay.
Uh,
I can go to Lumina then. I mean, I'm really sorry that Ardo is not well. I heard him say that he was having COVID issues, and
Yeah, he was barely talking today when I hear him. So
Yes.
I hope he just feels better soon. I'm just happy that he even show up, you know.
Yes. So for Lumina then,
Can
you
you
mentioned
can
you
everyone hear me?
mentioned a signed
Yeah, we
document.
can hear you, Otto.
Yeah, we can hear out.
I had
Oh, there you
connection
are.
issues. Yeah, so I mean, my apologies. You missed our audio, and ultimately, we just went through investigations in terms of how to deal with it. In reality, again, as we spoke on earlier, DAOs are in their infancy, and you have a lot of major players around the world trying to get their fingers into the metaverse, particularly what's seemingly to be the largest of them all, Star Atlas Metaverse. And if you wanted to have an effect on it, how would you best do it? And so that's one of the ways. We had a lot of people who did not even participate in the IDO at all, had no tokens at all, no proof, no nothing. And were basically paid bad actors to come in and entirely just try to destroy the chat. We've seen this happen with NFTs. We've seen it happen with other crypto projects as well. The best thing you can do, honestly, is for one, be ethical. For two, be respectful, right? You don't want to unleash the beast on a community, even though people have bad intentions, but also have a great team around you who works hard to continue to improve your community. And in terms of Lux Phoenix's question, one of the great things we did is we have an amendment in there that says, or a bylaw that says, we can upgrade or make changes to the bylaws of the UMA, the United Metaverse Accords, pending a vote, a majority vote of the council. And also, we have cross councils in our Discord. So, for instance, all the leaders of the UMO have council ranking in my Discord, so that all of Final Frontier community knows that when they see that red name pop in, that a UMO leader is in the room, and they will pay heed to them because they earn that respect. So, so that's one of the ways we can cross communicate in terms of verbally or vocally in our discords. In terms of anything that might happen in deep space, an example would be if I have a member who goes rogue and attacks Interstellar Alliance. I may take action against them, but according to the UMA, if you acted as a rogue, you will then be sent forth before the council. Now, Christian has his decision. He can make an Interstellar Alliance decision and plead with the council to leave it at that, or he can say, let's take the name before the council, and the council makes a decision on what's going to happen. And that's the second and third order effect of going rogue and deciding to attack another member's organization of the UMO.
Yeah, one of the things that we were thinking also on the same topic is, for example, I'm not from the people who are dealing with, like, let's just say it like this, like childish things, right? Like some kind of a drama or whatever. I'm well aware that there will be bad actors who will be, going rogue and trying to destroy someone else's asset or whatever. And this is what I told to everyone. We can just have a small fund, like let's say, just for example, 1% of our mining input. We're just storing it somewhere in alternative DAO for the United Metaverse organization or something like this. And from this DAO, we're just reimbursing any victim from this type of rogue attack or whatever. And the person who made the bad conduct, we are just kicking him. There will be no, some kind of a trial or whatever. We'll just make a small like a search or a investigation is the right word. We'll make sure that the person is actually guilty. Yes, did you attack him? For what reason? This is the reason. It was stupid decision. So we let him go. We refund the person who lost his ship, for example. We'll just build another one for him or whatever. So we just move on. We are not going to make it into a big problem or whatever. If people don't want to cooperate, they can go somewhere else. They can do whatever they want. But as long as we are going to work together, we will be making sacrifices and we will be also making compromises. This is how any relationship works, right? You need to make sacrifices and you need to make, your stand from time to time, right? So we just need to conduct ourselves well, and to keep our integrity, we need to do the right thing. And just like I'm always saying, all we have here is our integrity. Without it, we are nobody. You can be a nobody, you can come and you can build the world. But without your integrity, you'll still be nobody, right? So if anyone wants to, show what they are capable of, they will be respected for it. Like you want to build something, go break a leg, right? Like do your best. And I genuinely wish anyone who is capable of doing anything, I'll be really happy to support them. So yeah, I think that this is pretty much answering it. Just my personal opinion on what happened to the IDO of Final Frontier. I think it was able to be launched in a later date with more marketing. With many things are able to be better, right? For sure. In any project, doesn't matter in which is it, it's nobody perfect. So sometimes mistakes happen and some people pay for it, right? So my personal opinion, Final Frontier will go stronger from this issue that happened in their organization and they'll move forward, right? Eventually
Agreed.
things will be resolved. This is not a big deal. This is what I want to focus on. I'm pretty sure that we'll be having a lot more serious issues in the future, not concerning a couple of tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, but millions and millions of dollars. And I want people to take all of those lessons that we are learning early on, all of the mistakes that people are making, and learn from them, because this is how you're becoming wise. You're learning from the mistakes of your peers and you move forward, right? So I just want everybody to be responsible, learn as much as they can from our mistakes, because we will be making mistakes. That this is for sure. It's new space and nobody's perfect. So yeah, let's
Agreed.
move forward. Cryptosonic, you're on stage now. Please ask us anything. Thank you for being here as well.
Christian, Baldron had a question for me, but we didn't get that. Just so you know.
Yeah. My apology. Baldron, please ask your question to me.
Okay, so thank you for your comments, and Ardo, thank you for your time, and your whole organization for your IDO. I hope that it continues to be successful for you guys. Lumina, you mentioned earlier about a signed document, and I'm not really sure how that works in the metaverse, and I was wondering if you or if any of the other council members can expound on that, because I mean, we're in the metaverse. We're talking about the metaverse. We're talking about you know, digital space, and you mentioned a signed document.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know if you could explain about that signed document and what it actually entails, because I wasn't really sure what all it entailed. but
Do you want
I'm very interested.
Yeah, do you want me to take this one, Umina? Yeah, I think I can answer on this. I'll ask something. Ardo, can you please drop the document for the...
I was gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna paste it to the
General?
Metaverse Council, but I don't know if Baldron can see the Metaverse
Yeah,
Council or not.
can you post it in the general chat, which is
The
a
general
little
chat.
bit above?
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you very much. And when it comes to the document that we have signed, yes, it's in the well, we can say that it's still in the metaverse type of world because we don't have a physical copy of that contract, right? But it's still a agreement between everybody. We already had a legal team which was conducted for a few meetings. We wanted to make sure that whatever we are signing, we are not signing something that can, for example, if the Interstellar Alliance and I personally do something illegal, how we can prevent the consequences to go to the rest of the members of this pact or alliance that we have formed between each other. And we were thinking all kinds of different scenarios on how we can prevent this type of issue to just be like infection for the rest of the communities. And one of the best ways for this is to not be like a company, right? We are like organization, but we are not a company. It's not non-profit, so there is not much of financially or legal interactions that we are making with the contract that we sign it. There is no clause for you are going to pay me this amount for this service, right? There is no such thing. So we are not going to conduct business through the this contract that or document that we sign it.
Yes.
We'll be doing it separately, right? Just like you are playing a normal game. You do not need to sign contract to do business with anyone. And it's the same for all of the organizations here. In the United Metaverse Organization, they can conduct business with everyone they want. They are sovereign entities. They can do as they please, as long as they just abide by the common sense rules that we are having. People can go to the general chat and they can check the link, which they can see that there is around 15 organizations currently signed it. And this is the articles that we signed it for. Just like I said before, we'll be continuing to update this document. More organizations will be joining us in the future. More accords can be issued and voted into the document, and some can be even removed if there is a reason for this. We want to make sure that whatever we are doing is very, very simple, right? Because some people don't want to read like hundreds of pages of white paper or something like this. Some people simply don't want to bother themselves with stuff like this. So we wanted to make sure that it's as easy and simple as possible for everyone. All right. I think this explains.
Yes,
good amount.
thank you.
Thank you very much for the questions and for being here.
Yeah,
Sonic, your turn finally.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, and thanks for hosting the meeting. It's been very interesting listening to everyone speak and all the topics. So I guess my question is kind of related to the actual ships that are currently released and ship purchasing strategies. So has there been any information or talk in regards to how long it will take to craft faction aligned ships? So for example, Mud faction with Pierce. And like I'm talking from A to Z, from acquiring the material to actually crafting the ship itself. And the reason for the question is because if, for example, a Pierce X6 ship currently valued at around $1,000 only takes around 2 weeks to craft in the future, maybe it's a better strategy to purchase only Tufa ships from our faction, and just kind of it kind of brings me to that second part of the question of, is there going to be a cost associated to crafting ships in the future as well, and is that cost going to be reflected to what a ship value is today?
From what Michael told me personally, the capital ships will require around 1 year of game time.
Yes,
Or
I
per
echo that.
person, yeah, to be able to build yourself a capital ship. So, in my personal calculations, right? For example, at the moment we know that we are gathering some kind of resources. Atlas, by staking our ships. In the future, we'll be in a way staking our mining claims somewhere, and we'll be getting resources. We'll also have to get blueprints and the recipes in a way for all of the different components for each ship.
Right.
My personal opinion is that capital ships, yes, one player can build one in 1 year. So is it worth buying them now? I highly suggest that it's better to consider that it's good to buy the ships now than build them later. And I'll say why. Because you need all kinds of different resources and blueprints that we still don't know where we can find. For example, some of the materials can be found only in the danger zone, which will not going to be available from the start of the metaverse, right?
True. And I would like to add something to that, Christian, if you don't mind. Sorry to interrupt. And also, as far as I know, all the ships that we buy, they come with all the components and the modules and everything. When these ships are crafted, they're going to be, they're not going to be empty, but you're not going to have the crew members, you're not going to have the modules. All these things needs to be crafted too, where we don't really know what type of materials are going to be needed for these extra modules and components. And to be honest, since all the materials and the resources are spread across the universe, where certain factions have more of the specific resources, but at the end of the day, all of these resources are spread the entire universe. So, for example, if you are in the Oni faction, the Oni has the let's say gold, but the mod has a diamond. There is some diamond in the Oni faction too, but if there is like a 5 gold, maybe there's only just 1 diamond. So since those materials will be scarce, it's going to take time. Plus, when the game starts, the 3D game, not in a 3D game, in the browser game too, when we start to do the crafting for the ships, remember the first blueprints that we're going to get are for the XX small ships. So we don't even know when are we going to get the blueprints for the small, medium, and large, and capital ships. There's that too. I'm sorry to interrupt, Christian. Go ahead.
Okay, it was actually perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, Ardo?
I was gonna say, look at it like if you buy a car, right? If you're gonna go to a car lot and buy a car for 30,000 already assembled, versus you wanted to build a car from scratch, right? There's ways to do that. But let's say now you've got all of your stuff in, but you've paid shipping, you've paid all this other stuff. Now you need these tools to assemble these parts. You need the maybe rental space, a garage or whatever, to assemble certain parts. You may need to hire a technician to install the electronics. You may need these other guys over here who are going to drop in your motor. And so if you think of these ships, right, where are the resources going to come from? How much are they going to cost? What's your access to them? How long does it take to render all the resources you need? And then if the ship is coming empty, what are going to be the factoring costs to fill them out, just like the ships you can buy now? So I kind of equate the shipbuilding to a car build. You are going to pay way more to build a car from scratch than you would going down to the dealership and buying the car.
I completely agree with Ardo. So it will be a lot more harder than we currently can think of. How hard is it? Because nobody built car from scratch, right? From the basic materials or something like this. So I'm pretty sure that the ships that are, for example, let's take under consideration the commander class ships, right? I don't think that a single player will ever be able to build one. Like if you start from zero and you need to proceed to the next ships, I don't think that it will be possible for one individual to build commander class ships, which God knows how much resources, crews, and everything else it will require. Maybe if you have big amount of funds ready to buy the materials and the rest of the blueprints, you'll be able to build it relatively faster. But if you start from scratch and you're planning to build from scratch, it will be extremely difficult. This is also one of the reasons that we gathered the United Metaverse organization, because I'm pretty sure that even if it's one guild who want to build, for example, a cap commander ship in the future, it will be much more expensive for one organization to build it rather than if they have like 10 different suppliers which can have competitive pricing. So, you get the best product for the best price pretty much.
Absolutely.
So this is very important. The efficiency of how we will be building all of those ships, it will be possible only if we all work together, all factions, all of the organization. Maybe one day the Interstellar Alliance will not be able to provide iron for someone's ship, right? But for example, Coexist will have this chance, and they will be offering it in better price, let's say, or something like this. We'll be able to make a fixed price, but I think that it will be better if the price fluctuate, so we are actually competitive against each other as well, because it's healthy, right? It's very good to have competition, and this is also why there is like 2 or more government groups in each government, because you need opposition, you need someone to keep you in check, you need all of those organizations that are working together in order for government or any type of work environment to work. Even in big companies that are, let's say, making cars, they have like probably 50 different businesses who are supplying them with, from the small bolts to the to the wheels, or let's say the leather in the car. Like everything comes from somewhere else, and I think that whatever we're building at the moment, this is one of the best things. We will just have much bigger supply chain than currently our world. Everything is built in China. China stopped giving their you know their supplies and tools and services, and the world stops. Or the price of the, for example, I'm very interested in the shipping business, and for my personal reasons. But for example, if people notice it, like 1 year ago, if you want to get a cargo container from China to New York, for example, from any of those faraway countries, it was like $1,000. Now it's $10,000. So you can see how easy it is to break this globalist wet dream, right? You want everything to be produced in China, but one day the Chinese say, okay, we are not giving you anything anymore. You don't have companies in your place, so it's really hard to continue your businesses. And if you want to order something from China and you're a small business owner, now you need to pay 10 times more just for the shipping. So it's ridiculous, right? So if you have good supply chain, you increase the efficiency, you lower the prices, you make the quality better. It will be much more better for everyone overall.
And Kristen, if you don't mind, I'm gonna add something to real quick. For what is worth, and aside from the ship manufacturing and crafting, the current ships that are on the market are considered as the first generation ships. Now, other than the cosmetics, there is no difference from the first generation ships and the crafted ships. However, there is one big difference, which Michael already mentioned it multiple times in the AMAs, that being these ships on the market are the first generation ships, when we are in the 3D world, when we actually play the game and pilot our ships, if you see, let's say, a Tufa Feast or a Fimbo Peklai in the space, if there are two of them, and one of them is crafted, and the other one is the one that you got from the market as a first generation ship, you'll be able to tell which one is a first generation ship, which one is a crafted ship. So there's that sort of a novelty, a value to the first generation ships too, even though in terms of the power or ammunition, there is no difference. But people in the space, when we can have hundreds of thousands of millions of players, they will be like, hey, this guy bought this ship back in the day. So there's that novelty value too.
Yeah, the uniqueness will be preserved overall. Of the new ships that people are building will be slightly different. Probably your blueprint that you use it for your engine will be different, but you can still use it or something like this. So I'm pretty sure that there will be some kind of differences and a lot of customization in the future.
Gotcha. So
yeah.
I guess just to wrap it up, like from my understanding, like even though you are mud and Pierce is going to be easier to craft, it's still a benefit to purchase Pierce ships now compared to purchasing only Tufa, because you can craft Pierce ships in the future, kind of thing. That's what I'm gathering.
So yeah, I think so. That I remember one lady that is conducting the meetings from time to time. Ashes, probably the community already know about her. And once she asked what someone with $200 can do, and my answer was this: I think it's better to buy one small ship and save the rest of the money for like mining installation, some resources extra like Atos or Polis or something like this, and not put all of your money into one asset like ships, for example, because I think it would be just too risky to put all of your money into one thing which you don't really know what kind of a return will be having to generate, right? So yeah, it's always good to have a backup one, and that's why it's always good in any market to have some liquidity, right? For example, when there is a dip, it's a good idea normally to buy the dip, right? So it's always good to have some kind of a backup one, and not to put all of your $200 in ships which may be profitable or not.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for being here. All right, I see Profit Master. Your turn, bro.
Well, Christian, sorry to interrupt. Here, the Chimera guys, we have a meeting now internally with the clan.
Yep.
So thank you for having us here today. I think really interesting topics were discussed here. I think we learned a lot. So thank you again for having us. Thank you for accepting us into the UMO, and we hope to be here again soon.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for being here. It was a pleasure. I hope we have many meetings in the future, and I hope you enjoy your meeting. For if there is anything further, we'll have a recording, so you can check any other questions in the future if you see the recording. So
Alright.
thank you for coming. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
care,
guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. See you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
You want to take a couple more questions before we wrap up? I know it's been like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was pretty good and productive meeting. So let's take Profit Master question as sick, and let's call it a day.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome to the stage.
Oh, thanks, appreciate it. Good to be a part of this. I know I messaged you a week or so ago because I got interested in this, and it's a great thing that we're getting into. But I just want to say real quick with those ships, because I'm pretty sure most of you know that they're coming out with the Titan ships as well that are going to come out in the auction. So those should be like the ones that we go for, because obviously it's the bigger ones. And then to be wary of these metaverses that are coming out, because I've seen a lot of them. They like a lot of the team don't show their faces, and they put fake up links and all this stuff. And there's rug pulls that happen all over the place on solos. So just be very mindful and careful on where you put your money into, because like high interest rates and liquidity pools and stuff like that don't. I mean, you can be quick about it, get a profit or whatever, but just make sure not to keep your stuff in the projects you didn't do too much research on. And that's just my 2 cents. That's all I want to say.
Oh, thank you very much for this. I think it's very reasonable from time to time to someone to put us back in track, right? And to tell us, be careful, guys, where you put your money. And I completely agree. One of the reasons that I, joined the Staratos project and start building around it is because, the Michael's team and everyone around it is public figure pretty much, and they're very vocal, and they have some kind of accountability, right? So I'm really happy that it's open project, and I know that most of the organizers of the United Metaverse organization prefer to stay anonymous. For me personally, it's not a big deal to show my face or have meetings with people very often. So yeah, I really think that eventually we'll know who is who in a way. So we'll be meeting in the future in real life and stuff like this. So
yeah, I really appreciated Ardo's and Lumina's idea, and I think it's something we can execute on quite quickly and not too far distant in the future. Is having a meeting where everyone has their webcam on, kind of old school in a sense. When we speak of the metaverse, but I think it'd be really good to see everyone's faces. And I'd just like to take the quick opportunity here, since Mr. Nobody is also on the stage. He's going to help us represent Equinox going forward. He just recently joined our guild, actually. He's contributed a lot already, so he's been promoted to an officer position. So I'd just like to give him a minute to say hi, if he's here right now.
Yeah, sure. He can go. I actually had a really great conversation with Mr. Nobody a few days ago. I'm really happy that he joined great team, which is you're part of Ishiki. So I'm really happy that he found a place where he can contribute. I think he's probably not here for the moment. Okay, let's get with.
Maybe he's not here, but going forward, in the next meetings, you'll see him around, I'm sure.
Awesome. I'm pretty sure that we will have contact in the future, and let's just try to wrap it up. Sick, it's your turn. For anyone who don't know, Sick is one of the people who is taking care of the Saya DAO white paper. He's one of my most trusted people in a way in the Interstellar Alliance. So please welcome him. Sick, thank you for coming again for this meeting. I know that it's going for 4 hours meeting now.
It has been 4 hours, has it not? It's almost like we punched the time clock this morning, and we had prep work before all this, right?
Yeah.
So, absolutely,
it's good. It's good. I like it.
Yeah. So, a couple things. Just thinking through what you guys were talking about, and from my perspective, there are 2 assets currently that are worth something and will be worth something long term. And first, it's ships, and secondly, it's Polis. And what can we do now to lay out that groundwork? And we have very limited information on crafting these ships. And that being said, and we know Ardo's example was excellent, but that ship is also going to be sold for more. And we are very early to this party. We are very early in this space. There are going to be a lot of people that are going to come in midstream, and they're going to say, wow, I'm early in this project. And that'll be a year or 2 from now when the game is launched. The more assets we can stack when available as a collective, the better off we're going to be financially. And that's, I believe, one of the reasons we're all here. Social, monetary, gameplay, that is all part of it.
I agree with your point, and I think that what is the best, right? We are all thinking that we are very early, right? And I even got this comment from people that why you're building those alliances and those united organization or whatever, it's so early. And my words to them was, it's not that it's too early, you're already too late, right?
Exactly.
in the crypto space, we need to be very early when we're building something. Because when you are only early, you are already too late. Right? Someone built it before you, someone already, present the idea to someone, some team is already working, which you have no idea about. So I really think that probably this is one of the best chances that we have in the crypto space so far, right? Because we are very, very early. We are able to position ourselves in very good place with good people, and we are able to build those communications and those projects.
I have a quick Christian, sorry to interrupt. I have a quick story about that. One of our members a few weeks ago, he mentioned pretty much the same thing. He was like, "Where are you guys? Why are you guys doing all this work on the site, trying to do this? I mean, there is no game, whatnot. I mean, God knows, it might take few years, more than 2 to 3 years for this game to come out, and you are doing all these things right now." And my answer was to him, and it would be to all of you here, is for me and for a lot of the people in the UMA, this game started back in spring. That's how it started for us. And because of these partnerships, these alliances, and we are the pioneers who are building this metaverse. And for us, the game started almost a year ago. And because this is I honestly think that this is really a hard work, and it is really hard to create these type of tight and strong relationships. And the people who are not aware of it, like Kristen said, I'll definitely agree with him. It's not early at all. If you are not aware of this, you're actually late. So I absolutely agree.
Well, most of us have been in this for almost 9 months now, right?
Yep.
So I mean, but I still feel that it's early.
I created the Interstellar Alliance in March last year. like already 10 months or so.
Yep.
But anyway, I see that Mr. Nobody was here for a second.
Yes, I'm here. Hi, guys. Sorry, I had some technical issues. I couldn't unmute when we were talking about me.
Yeah, it's okay. Do you want to introduce yourself to the rest of the creators?
Thank you very much. I'm really excited to be here with you guys. Thank you very much for that opportunity. I just wanted to say I hope everybody is well, and Ardo, I wish you quick recovery. What I wanted to say really is when I saw that that blockchain technology is emerging, and I've started learning about Star Atlas, I thought this is a perfect opportunity to make some real life changes. And anytime I was trying to share this this concept with any of my friends, really, I was met with some polite smiles and low laughter. But when I managed to join Star Atlas community, sorry, still recovering from flu. When I managed to join the community and join Equinox and speak to Christian and then join the United Metaverse organizations, I saw how big the community is already and how many like-minded people is already involved in creating this metaverse. So I'm really excited to be here, and I just wanted you guys to know that if you pay attention to what's going on in the world, from little things like shopping, working, dealing with taxes and interacting with people every day, to what's happening on the geopolitical scene right now, it can be much. It can be, quite difficult to bear, and it can take a lot from people. Even people that are idealists, they can end up being cynical or even having some destructive tendencies. So being here and doing what we guys are doing in here, it's a major beacon. It's giving people hope. It gave me a lot of hope. So thank you very much for that, and I'm really excited to be part of it.
Thank you for
So
those
happy to have you here, man.
You know, one time I was speaking about this. If one day someone come to me, just in my chat or just message me in Discord and tell me that he managed to put food on the table for him and his family, that would be all the reward I want. Like genuinely. I want some good impact to come out of all of this effort that we are putting in. The best thing that we can do is form this type of relationship and communities, because imagine what we did in 1 year, or not even 1 year. Just think about what we can do in the next 2 to 3 years. Like, I don't have enough imagination to figure it out, but I'm pretty sure that we can help a lot of people and we can make amazing relationships that last entire lifetimes, right? So I really hope that we're all on the same page and we're really willing to make those steps in order to build all of those amazing things, legendary things that we want to build. Yeah, I think this is a good place to end this. Thank you all very much again for staying here for more than 2 hours now and listening us rambling around. Anyone, if have something else to say, please do, and we can call it an end and go get a beer or something.
Tristan, thank you for your relentless efforts. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Well,
Stay healthy, guys.
I guess we can say.
Christian, did you get my message?
Yes. I will reply to all of them. I have like 15.
All right.
But anyway, thank you all very much.
Talk to you
I'll
later,
ask
guys.
our question later. Take care and till the next meeting.
Yep. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.